Hello and welcome back to Skeggsy on the farm in rural Thailand. As always, I hope this video finds you well. Well, what's been going on since the last video? Actually, I must say on the last video, thank you very much for all the people that did take the time to have a look. Last time I had a look on the counter, it was over 1,000 people had viewed it. Whether you viewed it all the way through, I don't know, but over 1,000 people had a look. So if that was you, then thank you very much, and I shall keep doing them, because if that's the sort of numbers that we're getting, then I'm happy to keep doing the videos and keep you up to date with my life in Thailand. I've been away from the farm. I had to go down to Pattaya to do my annual visa 1 year. I haven't actually changed the address yet, so I'm still officially living in Pattaya. But we flew down, me, Diep and Chai, flew down from Buriram down to Dom Myang. I probably pronounced that wrong, but that's the smaller airport in Bangkok. And we spent 5 days in Jomtien, which is a sort of next place on from Pattaya, a smaller area, because I don't particularly like Pattaya. I don't like it. Anyway, but we went backwards and forwards to do my visa. I'm now allowed to stay in Thailand until December 2025. I had to go and do it in November because immigration office and the agent closed for Christmas, so we always go down a bit earlier. Anyway, we spent 5 days down in Jomtien doing the visa, and then the family flew back on the 1st of November, and they've been really busy here back on the farm. But I went on to Cham, and as you can see, I spent time with my brother. He's been over here again in Jurassic Park, or Jurassic Mountain to give its full title, Jurassic Mountain Fishery. He's been over here and he's been catching fish. It took us about 3 hours before we caught this one, but it was great just to sit there and catch up. We were talking about the old days, and we can't believe we're both now living, or I'm living in Thailand and he's spending probably about 4 times a year here fishing. And we were talking about that, and we were talking about the days of our mum and that sort of thing. But it was great. Anyway, that particular fish was 64 pounds, I think. Not a big one for this sort of standard of lake, but it was a big fish and it was good. Anyway, I was staying in Hua Hin. This is the hotel. That's the bar I spent most of the evenings in. It's called Father Ted's, and it's an Irish bar, and they do wonderful Guinness in there. It was really good. For the people who are actually in Hua Hin, if they come for a holiday, for the first 4 days of my break, it rained. So if they were actually on holiday, then they wouldn't have got much of a suntan. But back in Prasat, where we live, which is probably an aeroplane ride away and 2-hour drive from Buriram Airport, they've been cutting rice. And this is not our land, actually. They'd already cut a lot of rice before I came home on our land. Auntie's land has been cut and our land's been cut. This is uncle next door, so literally the next bit of land from where we live. Uncle was cutting his rice. They used a slightly different cutter. It's like a combine harvester here. They used a slightly different cutter to ours, because as you can see on this next clip, they have actual guys who sit on the machine, and as the rice is actually sorted out from all the other rubbish, it comes out the side of the machine and they fill sacks. On ours, you can see there, they fill in the sacks, and then they get so many sacks on that runner, and then they go and unload it. But our machine actually stores the rice, and then you can sort of pump it out into a cart like this, and it sort of pumps it out. Now, because they had a lot of rain, we've had to dry it, and this is how you do it. Cart empties it onto like a tarpaulin, and it stays out for maybe 1 day, 2 days in the sun, and it dries out. That way it will keep longer. You don't have to take it straight off to the factory. You can actually store it longer. At the moment it's not a good price. It's roughly about 8 baht a kilo. Last year we were getting 10 baht to the kilo. Anyway, as you can see, they're now after 2 days drying out. It's now dry, and that's all our stock for this year. Auntie's land had 4 ton, well 4.5 ton, and our land had 3.5 ton. Our land is slightly smaller, not so wide as Auntie's, so we didn't get quite as much. But as you can see, this is the bit where I always show you where Pip went through the tunnel, got sucked in from the water, and the water's still coming out. It's coming out the pipe there and going into the runoff. But yeah, it's still very wet. We've tried to pick up a bit of straw to see if our hay baler is working properly before we start doing jobs for customers. But one of the good things about water laying everywhere, you get little lakes like this, or little ponds like they're lotus flowers, I think, in there, or lilies. I'm not a flowery person, but I think it's quite beautiful. And because some of the land is already being cut now, people are starting to put their buffalo out. So how's the road doing? Well, there's the road. It's been sort of rolled, I think, with a big roller, and they pushed it down, and they've been coming along with some sort of sprayer, and just spraying a thin layer of like tarmac. Well, whether that's supposed to seal it or what, I don't know, but they're coming back next week to finish that bit off. Now whether they're going to put another row of tarmac across that, I'm not sure, but because they haven't had rain up here for probably 2 weeks now, it's got quite hard. Anyway, I thought I'd give you a bit more of an update of what's been going on. The roads coming along. We've got our rice in, so that's all been done. As you know, once it dries out a little bit and we start picking up the straw, we will put a second crop in, which is what the last video was all about, and I'll let you know how that all goes. Anyway, so I hope you found this video a little bit informing and keeping you up to date. And again, thanks for watching. It's Skeggsy on the farm in rural Thailand saying bye bye.